Your consciousness has the ability to dream things into creation, to dream things into reality. In fact, that is one of our mind's primary functions, and that is one of the biggest secrets that has been kept from you. Welcome back. My name is Dianna Gregg, and this video is part 3 of Seeing Angel Numbers, What It Really Means. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2 of this series, please go back and watch those videos, as this one is building upon those. In this video, we will be looking at the connection between seeing angel numbers, consciousness, and how they tie into your ability to create your reality. I may have to create separate videos to go further into the topics I touch upon because there is just so much to cover, but it is very important for me to lay the foundation and give you a basic overview as simply as I can before diving in too deeply into any one direction. I want to give you pieces that are rich, but also easy enough to digest without leaving your head spinning. And before I continue, I wanted to thank Megan S. from San Diego, California, for sending in her question, what do you mean when you use the word multiverse instead of universe? That is a great question. You will often hear me use the word multiverse rather than universe, and at times you will hear me using them somewhat interchangeably. While most people are more familiar with the term universe, if you investigate the term multiverse, many interpretations, including those found in theoretical physics, postulate the existence of multiple coexisting universes or realities that include different timelines and parallel realities. I use the word multiverse as an all-encompassing term for infinite universes, realms, possibilities, and timelines. You don't really need to concern yourself too much with which term I use. The most important thing to know regarding this is that the universe is vast and encompasses more than what we currently accept as reality. And as we are multidimensional beings, I feel it is important to realize that the universe is also multidimensional. And as you naturally grow the scope of your awareness, which enhances your intuitive abilities, you inevitably discover that the word multiverse is indeed very appropriate when dealing with topics such as manifesting or intuitively predicting probable outcomes. We are currently in 2024, and we cannot continue to ignore that there is so much more to our reality than what we can see, touch, taste, and measure, or grasp through our limited understanding, or explain with our current sciences. I am an avid lover of science, and I grew up in a very scientific family. My father is a retired medical doctor. I myself worked for many years in the medical field and thought I would follow in his footsteps. My older brother is a researcher, holds his PhD, and is a transplant specialist. I spend much of my free time pouring through medical and scientific research and literature. I love science and medicine, but I also recognize there are sometimes crippling limitations. Since the topics I will be discussing are more metaphysical and philosophical rather than empirically supported by scientific evidence in the conventional sense, I will strive to provide you with the science whenever possible. But let's not forget that even science and medicine rely heavily on observation and do rely heavily on patients reporting their personal experiences as a crucial part of gathering and documenting evidence. A brilliant French mystic once said to me, "Life can be really magical if you only allow it to be." That phrase has stuck with me over the decades because, as wishful as it sounds, it is absolutely true. As you develop a stronger partnership with the divine multiverse, extraordinary hidden doors begin opening up for you, presenting a whole new magical world for you to participate in and interact with. Have a look at this recent article in Architecture and Design published on March 16th, 2024, titled "Scientists Now Believe That the Universe Itself is Conscious." This article discusses a paradigm-shifting idea emerging in the scientific community, the proposition that the universe itself possesses consciousness. It explores the concept of panpsychism, which suggests that consciousness is not exclusive to living beings, but instead is a fundamental aspect of reality, inherent in all matter, and even woven into the very fabric of reality itself. And here is another article titled, "Is Consciousness Part of the Fabric of the Universe?" authored by D. Falk and published in American Psychological Association on September 25th, 2023. It also explores the concept of panpsychism. Both of these articles discuss the implications of this theory theory and its potential to reshape our understanding of the universe, challenging traditional notions of consciousness and prompting new avenues of inquiry into the nature of reality in fields such as cosmology and philosophy. Cosmology is the branch of astronomy and astrophysics that deals with the study of the origin, evolution, structure, and eventual fate of the universe as a whole. The suggestion that the universe itself might be conscious is a relatively recent development in the scientific community, emerging within the last few decades. However, this idea is not new. It in fact has ancient roots. It was formally introduced in its modern form during the 17th century, proposing the idea that all matter, down to its smallest parts, possesses some form of consciousness or proto-consciousness. More recently, some panpsychists have pointed to quantum mechanics as supporting their views, since quantum mechanics recognizes the role that consciousness plays in the observer effect regarding the wave-particle duality, collapse of the wave function, and quantum entanglement. I'm pretty sure you did not click on this video to get a science lesson. Nevertheless, I hope you can appreciate that this line of thinking is actually less woo-woo and more scientific than many people are led to realize. I will continue to reiterate this time and time again because this stuff is a reality. We cannot continue to pretend it's not real. We have nothing to lose by taking on this understanding, but we have so much to gain by understanding how our reality really works. Now, you might be wondering, what does seeing angel numbers have to do with consciousness and creating your reality? Well, universal consciousness causes you to see the angel numbers, and the angel number sightings continue to happen until it catches your attention to the point you can no longer easily brush it off. And when it does, both sides of your brain get to work trying to make sense of it all. It's so out of the flow of normal life that it captures your imagination, the right side of your brain, but it also sparks the left hemisphere of your brain to come up with a logical explanation, which you cannot, because any excuse you come up with becomes null and void as these numbers begin showing up in increasingly outlandish ways. So as you continue to observe this phenomena, many of you become more open to an explanation that is outside of what you've been able to logically come up with on your own. The numbers cause you to ponder, reflect on your beliefs regarding how you understand the way your world works. All this pondering was effectively expanding your awareness and expanding your consciousness, moving more and more away from life as usual to looking at life just a little bit differently at first. And as you go through the acknowledgement phase, and hopefully you don't stop there but continue to go on to the implemental phase, you strengthen your two-way connection, your partnership with universal consciousness. If you remember the acknowledgement phase we spoke of in part 2 of this series, we talked about how the more you acknowledge the numbers and make the conscious acknowledgement that this interaction is continuing to grow and strengthen your connection, your communication with the divine multiverse, the more you allow the scope of this communication to grow and include new avenues for you to receive messages and guidance. And the implemental phase, which involves you acting on the messages you receive, also continues to play an important role in strengthening your connection and communication as well. Think of it this way. If you kept giving a friend of yours advice who never acknowledged or acted upon your advice, you would eventually stop offering your advice to them, right? On the other hand, for those individuals who continuously show an interest, are grateful for the advice you give, consider or take your messages to heart, and perhaps even applied the advice to their life, you'd likely offer them advice and assistance whenever they requested it, right? Now, I'm not implying that the universe has the personality of a human being by giving this analogy, but it's important to understand that there is a reciprocal effect, an exchange of energy. What you give is what you get back. And there is more going on than just universal laws at play. There are also other benevolent forces working behind the scenes that not only appreciate you holding a vibration or emotion of love and gratitude, but can also work with you more easily as well. This is especially true for all of you who are energy healers, as I'm sure you're very aware of. Our consciousness has the ability to dream things into creation. I'm going to repeat that because this is so important. Our consciousness has the ability to dream things into creation. In fact, that is one of our mind's primary functions. This has been kept a secret and stunted in us for way too long, and it needs freeing up. If you are familiar with the documentary The Secret, that was only a teaser, a sneak peek. There is so much to know beyond that. This world is a magical place, and it's your birthright to participate as fully in this magic as you wish to. If you have already been seeing the numbers, then you've already been handed an invitation from the divine universe to participate more fully in the creation of your reality and your life experience. And just so you know, after watching this video, you'll begin to experience an increase in the number of sightings, both in quantity and frequency. For those of you who have not yet seen the numbers, you will very soon. In fact, I began to notice this in my private practice. Soon after inquiring into whether a client had begun to see the angel numbers, they would begin seeing the numbers like crazy, as if the very act of them contemplating it to be a possibility made it a possibility for them. The multiverse operates in this manner, much like a choose your own adventure book. So to keep the length of this video down, I'm going to leave it here. Part 4 is looking into how your awakening and your innate spiritual abilities fit into an even larger unfolding on the planet right now, namely the Great Awakening. I will be discussing what you can expect after you have been working with the numbers, how the communication progresses from the initial sightings of repeating numbers to interacting in the world with you in increasingly magical ways. I will also be sharing some personal experiences to give you an idea of what you can expect when you accept the invitation to partner with the universe and begin working with the numbers. There's so much to learn about this topic that goes deeper into the rabbit hole and deeper into esoteric teachings, but that's not for everyone. However, if you are someone who is truly interested in really growing your connection and your communication beyond a happy little reminder that we live in and are a part of a highly intelligent and conscious universe, and you feel ready and willing to partake in a deeper, more magical experience than you are currently aware of, then be sure to keep an eye out for the Hidden Doorway series that is intended for the serious student. I will be sharing things in this series that was once only available to attendees of my workshops. If you are interested, be sure to subscribe so that you will get a notification once that is available. And as always, you can let me know in the comments if you'd like me to go into more detail regarding anything I touch upon. If you've enjoyed this material, please give it a like, and if you'd like to hear more, please subscribe. Thank you so much.